on to you, Pisces out here? Hopefully y'all are having a good day. You have the Five of Cups, the Chariot, and then you Pisces have the Fool card. So there's a sense of you Pisces regretting not seeing things for how, okay, so again, piggybacking off of that, not seeing things for how, the last reading, not seeing things for how it should have been seen some months ago, that, you know, you have people who have just wild way of living life, and you Pisces wish that you didn't link up with them at all in the first place, or didn't spend so much time, because now they're hooked on you, you know, and they really want your attention very much so. And the High Priestess, the Chariot here represents, and you see it for what it is now, and the Fool card now, your eyes are open. A lot more of you Pisces are very much so privy and aware that, you know, people have all kind of agendas, like it is I said before in the last Pisces video. You'll have some people who are really kind of out of their mind, where it's like they have this agenda that they're working, where it's like they'll just start stuff. I've been in that a lot of times, so a lot, you know, more often than not, because you can tell those people are running an agenda, right? So again, they're not really trying to get to know you. You dig what I'm saying? You feel me? They're not really trying to get to know you. They're really running an agenda in the first place, and they have an ulterior motive. So if you're not really down with the ulterior motive, then, you know, there's no real way that they can actually really get to know you, you know what I'm saying, as a comrade, or, you know, as a strictly comrade kind of way, or as a person, in this case, to be in a significant other relationship, right? No way, right? To have these people be your consort. And so a lot of you Pisces see that now, because you will be in relationships with people, and it's like they just, how they just come up with stuff on the fly. Oh, you're so mean. And it's like, you, like, those people you got to stay away from, because they're out of their mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people obviously got things going on with them, for real. You know, you know, because I'll tell you why. Those are those type of people where, like, you can tell there's something off about them, because that's not even what happened, right? That's not even really what happened. And so the Eight of Cups here and the Justice here for you represents how a lot of you Pisces really feel good about where it is that you are now, because the Eight of Cups and the Justice represents, you know, you're glad to actually get away from all of that, where you don't have to deal with those type of people anymore. And the Justice card right here for you also represents how a lot of you Pisces, you know, you feel good because you actually know now more than ever you haven't lost your mind. It's people with wild ideas really running an agenda, right? Like what it is that you Pisces experienced in the last, around the last Pisces reading that I was talking about how they were wishy-washy with you, and it was like, oh, you know, thing, and it's like they cool, and then out of nowhere it's like that. You got a lot of people like that out here, right? And again, this is why it is I refuse to hang out with a lot of people, is because they have their agendas. You feel me? They have their agendas, right? I've been in so many times, trying to get to know some people or whatnot, trying to get to know some people, trying to be in a relationship, random out of pocket stuff. Some of them talking about I'm wishy-washy. Some of them talking about I'm like talking to another person. Some of them, like, I've heard all types of just out of pocket stuff. Like, some of them was attacking me, talking wild about me, just random, just off the wall stuff that has no basis in reality. And it's like, yeah, like once they start doing that, those type of people, they don't ever like get off of it. They don't ever actually come down to reality. Their mind is gone at that point, pretty much. And so the situation with them is the Knight of Swords, or for you, the Knight of Swords and the World card here represents. And so a lot of you don't care. A lot of you Pisces shouldn't care. And you don't care because, again, the World card, your life is going well. Your life is going to continue to get better because you don't have to deal with people who are dysfunctional, who are already running an agenda, being in a relationship with you. Because a lot of the times people whom you get into a relationship with, they're trying to run a psyop. You feel me? They're trying to run a psyop on you. They're trying to see if they can kind of dupe dupe you into running game on you, right? They're really trying to see if you can be like tampered with, right? Or changed in some sort of way. And so the thing is that when you can't be, right, when you can't be, and you're like, look, it is what it is, that's when it is that, a lot of people will be like, oh, nah, you're not one of us and all this stuff. And it's like, you don't want to be. And so the thing about it is that the Queen of Wands here represents how, and so the Queen of Wands is about, you don't have time for these type of people. You don't have time for people who, and the cards is showing it to you too, showing me, and then I'm showing it to you, that like you don't have time for these type of people who ultimately try to, again, get themselves in relationships with you, and then as soon as they get themselves in relationships, here they go with the stuff. They picking random arguments, off the wall stuff. I'm talking about stuff that makes them look like they got something, like they need a CAT scan, because it's something to where they really don't make any sense, right? They talking wild, saying stuff about you that's not even true. I've heard all kind of stuff been talked to me, Pisces. I've heard a bunch of stuff. Even when it comes to like the goofy comments, a great example of the delusion is the comments, stuff that don't even make any sense, stuff that isn't even like related in reality, right? Like stuff that's so far removed from reality, it's not even on the same planet with it, right? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Nope. Oh, by the way, my VR store is out. My virtual reality store is out. It's actually a website or a web link. I'll post it in the comment section below if I can find it. But it's actually a web link, and you can, and it's wait till you see it. To me, it's fly. I think it's fly. But wait until you see it. It's just another way to basically be able to buy my clothes. It's a more creative way, and I just really wanted to do it because I just wanted to see if it's possible. But if you want to show me some love, if you don't necessarily want to get the tarot readings, you can also, show me some support. Go ahead, buy the clothing. It's cold outside. You can buy the hoodie. And, I'm not really wearing too much hoodies because it's warm in here. But yeah, and so the things that for you, Pisces, the things, the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles here represents how a lot of you actually feel really good, because the Wheel of Fortune is about you, Pisces, like not being in the same cycles the way that you were, where it's like you dealing with dysfunctional, off the wall people. And the Ten of Pentacles here is that you're at peace. You're at peace. A lot of you Pisces don't have to feel like pressured to, when you get into it with a person, this person just turned out to be just out of their mind, right? They just a mind job, they're just gone. They're just gone, or they choose to be gone, or what the agenda is, but it just looks weird. And so the situation with that is you Pisces actually feel good to where you can sleep better at night. Let's clarify the World card. Matter of fact, let's clarify the Justice. Four of Gabriel, High Priestess, Queen of Raphael, Ace of Michael, and then you have the Knight of Ariel, right? To clarify the World card. So the Four of Gabriel, High Priestess, and the Queen of Raphael for you represents how a lot of you Pisces, right? To clarify the World card. The Four of Gabriel, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Raphael represents how you Pisces, yeah, like it is, I said before, a lot of you are happily single. You know, a lot of you Pisces are going to choose to be happily single because, again, you see the agenda of what it is I was talking about, right? The same agenda of how, like, a lot of people will come to me. They've calmed that down, but, like, they will come to me and they'll look to, like, get me on my nerves intentionally. It's like, listen, so you spent your money to do this? You can choose to spend your money on wiser things, or you could choose to try to get me on my nerves. You know, you spent your money to ask some questions. You know, if you want to know, you can ask me, you know, but don't say that you never got the answer or whatnot, because you'd be lying. And I'm gonna call you a liar. You know my style. You know, I'm not afraid. I'll call a person a liar if that's the case, right? But they'll do like stupid agendas like that, and like all of these agendas that people have, it's not making them rich. So they just volunteering to be dysfunctional just for the sheer sake of like population. You know what I mean? Like just for the sheer sake of fitting in. And it really goes to show you how people want to fit in so badly to the point where to the point of stupidity to the point excuse me of stupidity, because the High Priestess and the Queen of Raphael here represents a lot of you Pisces. Again, you see it. The High Priestess is like you sitting back and really paying attention and observing it, of how dysfunctional people are, right? You Pisces, there's something about you where they go, wow, you get into a relationship with them and they can't control themselves. And it's like, what is going on? And the Queen of Raphael here for you Pisces also is about how this is, you know, they start getting emotional. Their emotions is all over the place. Like, I'm gonna tell you what's happening, right? Kind of something that you Pisces may have paid attention to, you may not have paid attention to, but you've definitely seen it. If you see people where they come around you, they can't control their temperament, they've got something going on. They've got something going on about you. There's something going on. They may like you a little bit more or want you a little bit more than what, and them liking you, right? They again, they have an agenda to keep, and you being decent and upright is not making it easy for them to run game on you, right? Right? Like I'm telling you, Pisces, I've seen and heard some pretty wild stuff. You know, people say some pretty wild stuff about me. Like, these are supposed to be the individuals who I'm hanging out with, but you know, romantically. But it's like they talking about how, you know, I'm going with somebody else. I'm wishy-washy. I ain't even say anything. I ain't even say anything. Like, I'm talking to them. I'm talking to them, and I just don't say anything for like a few seconds to let them speak. A lot of the times they would like cut me off. So, you know me, you know that I love to learn. So I just sit back and ask them questions, soak up the game, learn about them. Because truth be told, I love to learn more than I love to teach. You feel what I'm saying? You know, just running around here talking and everything like this, just being a blah blah mouth and all of that. I love getting my game right, me personally. So um, I love getting my game right. So if a person is more qualified to teach me something beneficial to me that I could use, okay. But they would be like cutting me off in conversation a lot. And like I remember just letting them talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have it one way or the other. Now, they wouldn't always cut me off, but they would cut me off just a little bit, you know, and I just let them talk. And then they was like, oh, you wishy-washy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of a, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, that's a person that's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a person that's got something going on with them, right? Like, whether or not they're trying to be funny about it, it even if they're trying to be funny about it, it's not a good look, because it's like, person ain't even said anything. The person just went quiet and let you talk. They ain't even say anything about you. They just went quiet and let you talk. That's it. Person is person is peaceful as a calm lake. Now you're talking about the person is wishy-washy. They ain't even say anything. They haven't even said anything. You know, and the Ace of Michael and the Knight of Ariel here for you represent how, and that's the kind of agenda that a lot of you Pisces see. That's why the Ace of Michael and the Knight of Ariel, you know what you're looking for. You know now. You're privy to the information that, like, the Knight of Ariel, you have been in the past too focused on trying to be in relationships, because a lot of you Pisces are coming to realize through experience that most people, yet again, are not really fit for relationships, because they're not built for it. These are people who are running psyops. They are agents and they are running psyops. Whoever, maybe they have handlers. I don't know. Whatever it is, right? They're running an agenda, right? And it's not very clear what the benefit of the psyop that they're running on you happens to be, right? Like, so that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 29,681 subscribers. I'll tell you this though, you Pisces are having an amazing time, because you don't have to deal with a mind job next to you anymore, because a lot of you are just choosing to be single for a little time. Maybe not necessarily forever, but for a little time, to give yourself a break from the weirdos and the short yellow bus ones, and the dysfunctional, all one and the same, and the dysfunctional short yellow bus ones, right? The people that are just dysfunctional and just skewed, right? Give yourself time to heal. And if you ask me, I'm starting to realize too that that's a part of the healing process as well, as far as, like, not only does being single just really help you kind of address certain things, it also gives you or affords you a break from the weirdos. Because most people, when it comes to dating, I'm telling you what it is that I know. Most people, when it comes to dating, I've figured it out. They're not really trying to actually date. This is why dating is in a trash can, because most people are not really trying to date. Because the majority of people who are dating are not qualified to date. They're too dysfunctional to be dating. They will say that they want to date, and then they will go against them saying that they want to date through their actions and their words. Next thing you know, they get themselves into a relationship, or a person decides to give them a chance, and they're going wild. Who they were at the very beginning when you weren't in a relationship versus who they are when you got to know them, when you actually got to know them behind closed doors, are not the same people. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 29,000, like I said before, 681 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you Pisces want to come through and get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section below. Call the Linktree link. Peace.